Of intellectual brilliance and deep understanding, leading to insightful approaches in various fields. Now that's a woman with intelligence. Hello and welcome to Insight Today. I am Jumai Manson. I am being joined by a very good friend of mine, Mr. Victor Prince Dixon. He is a human engineer. Do not go anywhere. The program continues shortly. Stay tuned. You are welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Insight Today on Global Television, and today we will be delving into a very interesting topic, I will say. It's all about women intelligence, where brilliance meets insight. And like I said, I'm not doing it alone. I'm doing it with someone from the other gender who still sees potential in women and the intelligence that they bring to the table. Like I mentioned before, he's not the person that Victor Prince Dixon. He is a human engineer. Hi, Prince. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much, Umay. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Now, I'm happy you're here. I'm excited you're here because it has to do with women and the intelligence in which we bring to the table. Explain all of that to us so we'll understand.
Okay, I think let's start with laying the foundation of my kind of work. I'm a human engineer.
Okay.
And what does human engineering, portends to? It simply means that we are focused on helping people to optimize themselves, right? Because there are two kinds of people on planet Earth. Human assets, human liabilities.
Okay.
Human liabilities are the people who take more than they give.
Okay.
So in a relationship, they take more than they give. If you bring them in a business, they take more than they give.
Okay.
Even as citizens, they take more than they give.
Sounds familiar.
But human assets are those who give more than they take.
Oh.
So even if they take from you, they still bring huge value to the table. So the whole of development and progress depends on human assets. The more human assets you have in the ecosystem, the more the system moves forward. So as a human engineer, our work is to take people from human liability to the point of becoming human assets. And it is in that journey and work that we get to realize that the world is missing something very important. Okay. The woman in a holistic sense.
Can you say that again?
The woman in a holistic sense.
I like the sound of that.
We've enjoyed the woman. The emphasis has been enjoying the woman as a gender from her body. So when we're talking birth, we call the woman.
Of course.
When we're talking postpartum, we call the woman. When we talk antenatal, we call the woman. Breastfeeding, the woman. All those areas. But is that all the woman is? No. That's where the issue is. So woman intelligence is a body of knowledge that seeks to go beyond the discussion of what we're discussing about women and try to go deeper to ask, what is it that women can bring to the table more? You see, we playfully do this discussion and say, what exactly does a woman want? So woman intelligence answers that question, that this is what not only the woman wants it, but she needs it. And the society requires it to move forward. Because I can tell you for the truth, that the world is not progressing well because women are not fully involved. The families are not healthy enough because women are not truly involved in making the family. They may be involved in giving birth, but not involved in charting the course and the vision of the family.
Okay.
Nations are even getting a lot of crises you see in the world today. It's because women are not really truly involved. Because women are the secret weapon for reconciliation. So the more you take a woman out of the system, the more the system becomes more volatile and crisis increases. Except when a woman refuses to bring her reconciliation power to the table, then it becomes a problem. So the argument for us is that since every life begins from the woman, wouldn't it make sense that we understand the woman in the whole of who she is, what she wants, and what kind of system can be built to support her? Basically, that is what woman intelligence is all about.
Very important and very interesting. Now, in your own view, when it comes to women intelligence and understanding the woman, what do you think the woman needs? Because you said something very vital. It says the woman is in the home front, but yet she doesn't give her all, in paraphrasing it.
Yes.
What do you mean she doesn't? Do you, in fact, of course, you're not going to beat you at the end of this program.
Yes, no. I can explain to you, give you a deeper insight.
I'm just kidding. But looking at it critically, a woman brings everything She
Okay.
brings her all when it comes to the home front, when it comes to multitasking, from taking the kids to school, attending to her husband, cooking, driving, you know, all of these is encompassed. She brings her all. So when you say that, explain it further.
Okay, you see, in problem solving, there are three kinds of problem. You have basic problem,
Okay.
you have complex problem, and then you have wicked problem.
Okay.
And so if you want to, look into the challenge of a thing, you have to look at it from that different, stack of lenses. The issue is not that the woman is giving. The issue is that what is the balance and the ratio to which the woman giving and receiving. Because if there's a level the woman gives so much, she burns out.
Yes, she will.
So that's a problem. There's a level the woman gives, and then at the end of the day, she dries up. In fact, if you see the entire journey a woman goes through the postpartum journey, very few women recover from that journey.
Oh, yes.
You and I know. Most times it's easy for us to, clap and celebrate the whole concept that a new baby is coming into the system, but we forget the health of the woman, what the woman went through entirely. Take, for instance, I will ask you, where do you think postpartum begins? I will ask you one question. Where do you think postpartum begins?
I'll pretend as if I don't know.
Okay. But in generally, when you're discussing postpartum, most people tell you after giving birth.
Yes, true.
True. But that's not true. Postpartum begins in a woman within her puberty, the first time she has a menstrual cycle.
Really?
Yes. The first trauma, in fact, as a matter of fact, in the hierarchy of trauma women go through, the second level of trauma that a woman will go through is during the period of menstrual period. The stress, the fear,
The pain,
the anxiety, and it comes in different sizes. Especially if you're dealing with a girl that didn't have mothers, around, or other women around to be able to educate and prepare her for that experience. That is the first time nature is giving her what you call the right of giving birth. So generally it comes to some psychological demand, emotional demand, not just the body. And at the end of the day, if you go study the whole process of postpartum, what you will realize is that most of the trauma the young girl experiences at the point of that first menstrual cycle repeats itself during giving birth. Yeah. So you see, so in that context now, how do you help a woman if you can't help her understand this journey? If the men around cannot understand this journey, just so that they can provide adequate support when she's going through the journey. So at the end of the day, we can celebrate the woman from the point of she's giving.
True.
But it's not sustainable because you're breaking her. The logic of secular life, which is you give and be refreshed, is not at play here. So the woman keep giving, circle, and circles out. So at the end of the day, we will clap for her for giving us children. We'll clap for her for doing all other good things. But the issue is that there are certain dreams too that the woman carries. So what happens? There are certain visions that the woman carries. So what happens? Which is why you see most women, at the point they finish giving birth, the children now become their vision. They become their purpose, as if there was no purpose in them. These are women, some of them wanted to be the president, some of them wanted to invent, some of them wanted to innovate. But what happened along the line? So what woman intelligence is saying is that it's not about just getting anti-men and fighting the system. That's not the issue here. It's that to sit down and say, what are the collaborative insights we can have to be able to provide a safety for the woman? Because see, the best gift you can give a woman, you've not heard it before, is safety. People say love. No.
Some people say security.
That's part of safety. Because that young girl comes out very naive, which unfortunately some people say negative, but naive simply means innocent.
Yes.
Believing that everything is okay.
Yeah.
The uncle calls you, is okay. A stranger calls you, is okay. A young man tells you, excuse me, is okay. It's supposed to be, yes, supposed to be a safe environment. That's what I'm saying. But entering the system and, engaging with the world, you realize it's not okay.
No, it's not.
It's really not okay. There are challenges everywhere. In fact, as a matter of fact, when I was talking about what I call wicked problem, guess what wicked problem is?
Please enlighten me.
When the solution becomes the problem. So when you have a father molesting a daughter, that is a wicked problem.
Yes,
when you have an uncle that's supposed to protect molesting a daughter, that is a wicked problem. So you're in a situation where the people that you've given the honor, the respect, and the privilege
And
trust to prepare and prevent and protect the system are the one taking advantage of that system. So in that kind of situation, what do? You cannot only educate the woman, That's where the challenge is. We have been focusing on educate the woman, empower
The
her,
girl child.
fund her, the girl child. But where she's going to live? In the environment that is not educated about her safety.
No.
In the environment that is not educated about her growth. In an environment that is not educated about how she evolves, the challenges she goes through. That environment is not aware of that. So you educate the woman, she comes out good, prime, proper, but the environment kills her. And if you understand Peter Drucker will always tell you that culture will eat strategy for breakfast at any point in time. So do all your strategy. If the culture of the environment, the belief system of the environment, the ecosystem of the environment is not friendly to her, it will destroy the best woman. So at the end of the day, you see women trying to insist that you have to be a man to succeed. So they are now almost like throwing away womanhood to become a man, just so that you do well. But it's not necessary.
Or to fit into society.
Or to fit into society,
But
yes.
I want to ask something, really,
Right.
Prince. Looking at this critically, how does a woman, I think from the time in which she's born, getting to her teenage years, how does she prepare that balance in her head? Because the truth is, women are made to be married, to have a home, to have a husband, have children, learn to balance it all. But how does she program her mind to realize that she's much more than that and can still achieve, have all of this and still achieve and still face society that has that smear of acting like a man all the time? You can be, you can actually achieve whatever you want at that particular time of your life.
That is what woman intelligence is all about. First, it means it's about taking responsibility. Now, for instance, if you educate the woman, my work, one of my work has, what it has taken me to, sometimes we are getting to that point where we want to ask that all men must follow their wives to the labor room.
I want you to put in consideration that we are Nigerians, we are Africans.
No. When you say Africans, be very careful how we emphasize the word Africans.
Okay, but
because
truly,
I will explain to you why.
Okay,
Yes, I will explain to you. There is difference between values and certain kind of practice that are developed by weak men who run a system so that they stop growth than the real concept of what you call the African culture. Go study back. The real African culture protected the woman.
True.
Rule number one. Every woman was protected. Every girl child was protected. Every girl child found safety. Every girl child was properly educated on how to go through a process. It's just that somewhere along the line, we lost that entire protective custody. And then the girl now grows in a place that it seems to be only her needs to find her way around the society. So the thing is that we must bring back that education and that sense of responsibility that is our duty, that not only women must protect women, men also must protect women. The boy child must be educated about the entire journey a woman goes through. And then make sure that that child is not only inspired, but tutored on how to provide support for the woman beyond giving birth. This is the logic of the discussion here, beyond giving birth. So at the point of marrying, at the point of meeting, even relationship, you should be able enough to be attuned to ask, okay, beyond giving birth, you are a womb man, agreed, that's a description. But beyond that, you're a very intelligent person. What happens with this part of the brain, your intelligence? What are you going to do with it? What happens with a heart of love that is so full of abundance, it can forgive, it can build a generation? What are we going to do with it? If God didn't want a woman to be very intelligent, He will give her a different kind of brain. But the woman also have left brain, right brain, intelligence and emotions.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, if that is the context, it simply means the problem is that most men and the society itself has not put upon themselves that responsibility to protect the woman.